Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel for what is a third-party review. Today we're taking a look at Toys Hannibal FT-40A. This is basically their Cerebros. They announced Fort Max a while ago, who's a massive kind of Titan-sized combiner. And what they did is they've announced they're going to kind of do it in different parts. So this one being the kind of head, and you're going to get a bit of a stand that goes with it, and part of the sword it looks like as well. And then I think the main body is part of a different release. So it's going to be pretty big. I think he's supposed to be bigger than the HasLab Unicron. So that'll be certainly interesting to see how that works. I'm not normally one for kind of loads of different third-party stuff, but yeah, I just thought I'd bit the bullet on this one, and I thought it'd be good for the channel to be able to review this. And worst case scenario, if I don't get on with it or don't like it, I'm sure I'll be able to sell it on at any point. Toys stuff seems to hold its value pretty well. So here we are. We've got the box. It just arrived today. I mean, it's pretty big in itself. Just the box, just give you an idea. Here's the Titan's Return toy just alongside the box here. So yeah, it's quite a big box there. You get some lovely artwork on the front here, and this is kind of like embossed, so it kind of comes out a little bit as you run your hand over it. So it's really well done, all of this. And then you come around and it's just got the normal stuff on the side here, the website and everything else like that. Come around to the back here, again more website stuff and QR codes. There's a QR code which shows you the transformation and everything else like that, which is pretty neat. And this is kind of some of the different bits that you can do with it. So you get this stand to put the actual head on, and then that kind of doubles up some sort of thing where Cerebro's kind of, I think this is off the cartoon where he kind of puts a sword in here and kind of combined with kind of Fort Max then to become the head. Another bit here where the sword is part of the head here. I'm not sure if that is then how that plugs into the main body. Him in his robot mode. Obviously head mode, and it looks like you've got a couple of different face things here as well. Then you get a bit of a bio there as well. So I'll come up a little bit closer so you can read that. I won't go through it all, but it's quite interesting. Obviously some of the English on it isn't the best, but I'm sure it's a million times better than I could write bio in a different language. And then you've got like a seal at the top here, the toy here, just a Fans Toy sellotape thing over it. And then at the top here again in head mode, and that is it. And then you get the same on the other side. So without further ado, I'm gonna get this open and take a look at it. So it's kind of a bit of a unboxing as well. So we'll open it up, kind of go through it step by step. So it feels like it's in like styrofoam, which it is. Let's see how to pull this out. I've only ever had one Fans Toy project, Fans Toys product beforehand, and that was their Omega Supreme. And I did enjoy that. I did end up selling it on actually. So you get your booklet in here with your little bio card, stuff like that. And again, you get more Fans Toy tape. So presumably they do their own kind of tape and stuff just to show that it hasn't been kind of tampered with. So it's kind of a guarantee that nobody else has kind of been in the box and nicked anything. I presume. Let's get at it. The only bad thing, I think, obviously styrofoam is like really, it's not great for the environment. You can't really, as far as I'm aware, really do anything with it in terms of recycling. So that's a bit of a bummer. But here we are. Got the figure in here. The head is actually looks as if it's popped out, and that's some of the feedback that I've heard about this one, that it does easily pop out. So in here you've got the two different kind of head pieces here. You've got a different hand. You've got his gun, which pops out of here. That's like a plastic thing that comes over here just to protect it. Then you've got the body itself and two different side pieces here as well. So I'm going to take all of that out, and we'll take it out of the box and take a look at it. Just before I continue on, I didn't realise there's another layer of styrofoam underneath that, and in that we get a different faceplate for the Headmaster. We get a different face for the head. We get the sword, and we get this base unit as well, which will pop out here, he says, like that. Right, so let's get to it. Right, here we are. We've got him out of the packaging. First of all, just as a quick size comparison, I know he's got the different head on him, but here's the kind of Hasbro Cerebros next to him. So his head kind of comes up round about the start of his chest there. Yeah, like I said, it's a different thing completely, and this is more kind of like a, what would you call it, like a masterpiece scale, but just for awareness. He holds his weapon just fine, the gun. That pegs into his hand. Right, show you in here, there's a little slot in there, and that you just pop it in here, and that slots in there nicely, he says, and then you just bend the thumb round and the hands, and he holds that nice and tight. The gun looks to be painted almost like a pearl white, which is done very well. The sculpting's okay on it as well. Paint, this all looks like it's painted all round here. Yeah, I think it is all painted. Yeah. I mean, it's quite plain in terms of like sculpting and stuff like that, but it is all painted and it is done really nicely. I guess the only things that aren't, I would say, are probably like the hands. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the hands. Even the Headmaster, I think that most of that seems to be painted. I'll go through articulation and I'll show you some of the like gimmicky things like that. The head rotates around. Not much, because it kind of then gets stopped by these kind of corner pieces. But again, the face is nice. It's again all painted. The eyes are really nice. He's a bit of a serious face here, and he's got that gimmicky thing where this bit opens up to show all the tech specs. So I've lifted it a bit too much there, so it should just be this panel here. There you go. It shows tech specs in there. So his speed, strength and intelligence, you see he's pretty much maxed out on all of those, and that just closes up again. As you see, when I was moving him there, he does kind of like have a bit of an ab crunch here. In fact, more than a bit of an ab crunch. So he can look pretty much right down there, which is nice. He does also have waist articulation, which is a little bit hindered. It seems to be more because of this in place. I guess I don't know if that's to do with transformation and stuff like that, but it does go round. The arms rotate around. Got a ratchet joint there, up and down here. Rotation here. Now this bit is a bit stiff, that's fine. And then you get almost like a double jointed elbow up to there, which is good. The hands rotate all the way around, and then you get the thumb, which is on a thing here. So, and then each of these has got articulation. So you got articulation there, and then at the finger there, and then at the third joint there. So you get 1, 2, and then 3, which is good. And I think even the inside of this is painted. So yeah, it's incredible really. And then the legs, it looks like you've got hip skirts. They can kind of lift up and down. So lifts up to there, holds the weight just fine as well. Back to there, again nice and smooth that feels. Then out to there without pushing things too much. You get rotation there, which is really well done. It doesn't break up the sculpt or anything. And then this lovely smooth knee joint goes back to there. Feels good. And then the feet move down, forward, and out to the side a little bit. So you don't really get much of a rocker. The only thing to be aware of, these little bits clip into place, and a couple of times they just come out. So you just have to be a little bit wary of that. And then the extra bits that you get with him are this extra hand for holding the sword. So it's just the right hand. So it's for holding it at a particular angle. So I haven't actually done this before, but it looks like to replace it, you're just going to pop it off the ball joint. So I'm going to give that a go, see how we get on with it. So pop that out. And a bit nervous about doing this now. Just wonder if this swap moves around. That feels a little bit tight to push it out, but I will just double check the instructions on doing that. Well, it's just, that's all it says. He says you have to just pull it out. So just need to get brave and just do it. So let's try it. So I'm trying to pull it away from the ball joint. So I'll do it this way so you can see it properly. So I'm just going to try and push it away from me. There we go. So it does come out. I just kind of have to do a bit of an angle. Funnily enough, the hands, when you put this one in, it just look at a different size, and then you just kind of slide it on, it looks like. Yeah, it's like slides on like that, and then you get the sword in the hand there. That looks as if it's just gonna slot into there like that, and then he's got this base thing just behind. So I'm just gonna, so the way this works, looks as if you lift this out, this bit comes up, and then you've kind of got this whole thing where he's putting that into the sword there, into the thing there. So what's the actual pose they've got it in? So they got it in a bit more of a dynamic pose where he's kind of bent forward and he's kind of And he's kind of bent forward and he's doing it, I think. They got it like that, I think. Something like that. But they've got it a bit more dynamic, but that's the general idea of it. That you got him doing something like that. Yeah. Generally, I think that's the idea. I think they've got him kind of maybe sort of coming down a bit more of an angle on it. But yeah, either way, I mean, it works just fine. I can't remember the bit from the episode with that in. So yeah, I mean, it's still pretty good that they've thought about stuff like that for the fans, which is cool. And then you can just fold all of that back in. And this later on will be something that you can put the head in. So then if I straighten them all up again, the sword, by the way, is decent. It looks a bit weird with him holding it like that, but you can do. It's got this lovely red metallic paint on it, which looks fantastic. Also, you can hold it in this like that if you like, but you just obviously he looks a little bit odd the way that you would hold it. And then the Headmaster, if I pop this out, I haven't had any issues with that coming out actually, but you see there's another head or face for it as well. And you see you've got, I don't know if that's a little blemish on the paint there. Don't know. Might just be something. It has moved a little bit, so I'm not sure if that's... Yeah, it's gone. So then you got two side by side, and it says just take it out that it should just flick up like this. And then you can remove it like that. So you can pop in the new one like so. And then you can plug that straight back in like that. If you want the screamy head like that, and then transforming the actual Headmaster itself, looks like you just fairly self-explanatory that you just kind of open everything up. Though it does feel like it's a little bit tighter in. Legs come down like so. It does have proper little legs now on like ball joints, so you can get a fair bit of movement side to side with these, which is cool. And the legs, the arms, sorry, are pegged into the side, it looks like. Oh, a bit tight, but you can get them out. So in terms of articulation on this guy, I'll just see if we can get this guy into focus. The head actually moves forward and back, and it is actually painted pretty well, the face, even with the little blue eyes. And the arms rotate around, move up and down like that, out to the side, and then the legs move up to there, back to there, out to the side, bending the knee there, and little ball jointed feet there, so you can move side to side, up and down. So you can get him in some decent poses, I'd imagine. And the sculpting is good on him as well. So he's got almost like a six-pack in here, obviously trying to make him look, parts of him look more human, which I'm a fan of. So I don't have any of the other Headmaster ones in here, but I am kind of tempted to see if I can get some others. So there you are. That's him. And I don't know if you then cover this up at the back or not. Doesn't look as if this back piece covers up. You just have the Headmaster out like that. I'll bring in the other. I know it's not comparing like for like, just comparing the other one here in terms of size and everything else like that. See two of them side by side there. You know, I'd still do like what the Hasbro one did, but this one kind of is on a kind of a different level really. And then transforming it back, you see these bits plug into there. So the head is actually kept pretty secure. The legs actually peg into each other like that, and then come round, bend down, and they actually peg into the top of the arms like so. He says, to make sure they're lined up properly. That. Then you can go ahead and peg the head back in, and if you want to, you can swap out the hand. It does feel a lot tighter getting that back on. I tell you, I've got to tell you that for nothing. There we go. So that's back on, and just show you that you can hold the sword, hopefully, in this hand here as well. Just fold that over like that, so you can hold the sword with one hand. Oh. And then you can also hold the gun in the other one. Like so. Fits around like that. And there you are. So all in all, pretty good in this mode. Next up, I'm going to take a look at the transformation. I'm probably going to just try that a couple of times myself before I video it. But so far, so good. Okay, what I'm going to do is going to get him transformed. I'm going to go through it kind of following the instructions. So I guess this will be a guide as to how accurate or how useful the instructions are. First thing, I'm not going to, doesn't say it in the instructions, but fairly obvious. Just going to unpeg the gun and the sword out of his hands, like so. Like so, and they're pretty good connections as well. First one, it says it's about dismounting the head, or it says the header. So just take that out. And I haven't had any issues with that kind of coming out at all. Next up, it talks about the foot. So just going to bring this round and just show you the foot. So what it shows is lifting this tab up, like so, like that, and then just lifting this up from underneath, like that. And then from there, it looks like what they're talking about is taking this piece out, which is one of the pieces that can be replaced, and actually bringing this piece back down into there like that. Yes, that goes out like that. You'll have to excuse the oh yeah, and then this piece here is supposed to kind of go out like that, and then it shows that this piece here will actually come out on the other side like that and go down like so. And then you got, I didn't notice actually, there's a couple of bits on the heel, so I didn't actually have that pulled out before, but it looks like there's a part of the heel there which I didn't show, but it actually does like show that tucked in, and then this bit here tucked into there, and then also it shows the leg kind of folding in on itself like that, the old Combiner Wars thing like that, and then that should then close over it. I've got the got this. This needs to flip around the other way, I think. So that needs to flip around like that. So I'm not sure if I'm doing this the best way. That should all close up, he says. Right, let's give that a go. Right, I've worked it out, and what I'll do is I'll show you on this side the little bit that I missed, which was making it hard to push back in. And you see, by the way, it's got a little quality control pass 21 on here. So thank you. This bit, as I said, opens up. You're gonna push this up like that. This bit's going to come out like that. This bit opens up and kind of will spin around like that. This bit is going to come out here and then slide down. This bit is going to fold in there like that. This bit is the bit that I missed. You have to fold it in. That's what was stopping me do everything. And then this bit comes down like that, and then you do the combiner walls thing, and then this bit will then close down over that, and you can feel it all fall into place like that. So you've done that now on both legs, so that's good. So actually, so far the instructions are pretty good. I don't know if it shows you. It does show you that bit. I just kind of missed it, it looks like. So next up, it shows you the arms. So I'm going to go to the arms next. So it looks like it's fairly self-explanatory that these arms open and fold out. So it looks like it's a case of just folding the hands together. I think actually you might have to fold that thumb into that space. Or not. Just don't want to squash down the thumb. Oh no, that folds in, so that's fine. So do the same on the other side. Just open it up and bring that thumb round and just kind of collapse in everything like that. And then that should close up like that. So that's good. It shows you the arms kind of like that at this point, so just have them all lined up. Then it shows you pulling this piece down, but with this bit here. So you do that, pull that down like that, and then next it shows you to pull these bits out from the side here like that and like that. Yes, so I guess you kind of pull that away, and then it shows you to turn this 180. So I'm not sure how you do that with this bit underneath. Can this bit move out of the way? Not sure how you can move this 180 with that being in the way. Does this bit go up? Ah, so this bit goes up as well. So fold that around like that, like so. It says to shrink these, so I presume what it means by that is to push these in like that. I think that's what it means. It looks as if they kind of fold in. I mean, it's a little bit tricky, but nothing. Oh, this bit's a bit tough. Come on. Oh. Let's try and sort that out. Right, so I managed to do it. I was doing the right thing, but it did manage to fold in the end. But I had to use quite a bit of force. But basically, you kind of fold these in half and it comes around here, I think. That's what I think at the moment anyway. We'll soon see if that's right or wrong. Then looks like these bits here, they come around and they're actually going to peg into what was the front bit here. So they'll peg into each other like that, like so, with the kind of hands facing forward. So you've got like that. So they all kind of click in. Next up, it shows this kind of headpiece, I think. It looks like you want to lift that up. So I'm trying to see which bit they're showing. So yeah, they are showing this. I think lift this bit up here. Oh, I see, and that bit needs to raise up as well, like that. So it comes into that gap there, I think. So that bit's not ultra clear, but hopefully this will make sense in the next step. So next up, oh, I see, yeah. So next up is showing you pushing this bit up at the same time. So it's kind of, you have to kind of look as if you have to try and get your that's a tricky one actually. Oh, I see. Perhaps you have to lift it all the way past that. And then lift it up. Either way, it seems super tricky to do. Anyway, I think these bits here I think I got this bit here around the wrong way because that makes it easier then to push that into place, look like that. Because then, perhaps I did have that right the right way. Yes, that is right. I did have it right about that. Doing that bit there, just give it a bit more clearance. So this is the tricky bit. So it looks like you have to turn these around like that, so they're facing the middle, and then this bit's going to come forward into there. I think. So that bit needs to be out like that. Oh yeah, twist this round like that, and then this is going to come round. It's going to peg into here. Like that. So it's a big old thing to like try and maneuver. I mean, I think I've done all right just following the instructions and doing this kind of first time round. Just a bit impatient and just wanted to show you guys. So I've done that a little bit wrong there. And it also pegs in here as well, just into there as well. So there's a couple of places that it pegs in. And that's all pegged in here, and then at the back, this piece here will come around here, and it looks like this is going to peg, that is going to peg into there. That's going to peg into there, and you've got yourself a massive head, which is pretty cool, I have to say. Yeah, is that all clicked in? Yes, it's clicked in there, clicked in there. Please don't let parts scratch each other. Yeah, so that's fine. And then it looks like you can swap these bits out and the face bit as well. And for the face, looks like you can more or less lift it up, but if I do it on one side, just come out here, looks as if we're talking about just getting underneath here on either side. Lifting this out, and it says that, oh look, there's a thing for a battery there to, presumably the eyes will light up if you do that, but I'll need a battery to pop in there. So you just do that and then swap out the other head, the other face, sorry. So I'll do that real quick. I don't intend on swapping out all the other bits, but I think this is the main one to show. Like that. There you go. That is a very good looking head. And then I'll just show you. Oh yeah, it's a light switch apparently here. So if you do put a battery in, that's what happens with that. and then the head piece as well. It says you pull out here, I think. Yes, I'm not sure if this. Feels like the sword wants to separate, which it does. There we go. Fold up like that, I think. And then that pushes down like that, and then it'll peg into here. It says. I'll peg into there like that. It's easier said than done on this one. So it's kind of clicked in. Yeah, it is clicked in. So you've got that like that. And then I don't know how it then pegs into the base. I don't know if it does or not, but I think for the base you literally just plonk it on there from what I can see. So take that bit out here. It doesn't actually show you how it fits on. I think you have to lift this bit up here. So that bit goes up. I think then it just slides into that bit in here. Whether or not that's supposed to go in there or not, I think. Then you've got, I guess, something to hold the head in place like that. Looks pretty cool. And then I will just quickly show it side by side alongside the other Fort Max one. And then just to finish off, I'll try and tip this guy because it's a bit bigger. I'll show you the two side by side. So fair bit of difference. These bits actually move forward and back. They're all painted. Lovely paint on here as well. I probably will do a separate video just showing the light up functions. Just a real quick one. In terms of the swap out pieces, they are literally on those hinges, so you can just pop them out and in like that. And the leg ones, I'll just check on those on the instructions real quick. But I think it's just a case of sliding those off. Yeah, so basically they're on like a slider. So you just, you got them here and you slide them up and then slide them back down again to get them off. So pretty straightforward, I would say. And the instructions, to be fair, are pretty decent, to be honest with you. The only thing it didn't really show is putting it on there in terms of if it was supposed to go in like a particular way. But on the back of the box, it does show it kind of with that kind of back piece lifting up like that. So, you know, my main thing is now, like, how am I going to get this into my display? So what I may do is have this guy, the head, on display alongside Fort Max, the Cerebros in head mode, in robot mode, sorry, with him alongside him, and the other Headmasters just until the other bits come in, because I don't really have loads of like MP bots to display alongside this guy. So yeah, that's probably what I'll do for the time being. But still a very cool looking toy. Looking forward to seeing what happens with the rest. If this is anything to go by, it's going to be an absolute monster. It does feel like it does kind of slot in there now. Kind of very loosely, I think, but yeah, kind of slots into the groove there, I think. But yeah, very cool toy. Well worth picking up. A bit pricey. Well worth doing if you've got like PayPal credit or something like that. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.